GF has another girl DM me. Okay, let me start off by saying this: me and my GF have been in a happy relationship for a year and 4 months now, and never have I ever though, or gave off any notion that I was, or would cheat on her. Now this starts yesterday. I was getting my clothes to shower when I get this DM from some girl asking me how I was doing, and that I was cute. I thanked her for the compliment and then politely told her I am and happy relationship, and that ended there. Now today I get a call from my GF saying she set the whole thing up. Why? It's annoying to me and it hurts because I do everything with her and I pretty much almost give her anything she wants. I don't want to be in a relationship where there's this much level of untrust, because like, come on, a year and 4 months. If I really wanted to cheat I would have done something by now. I don't know, I just think if she did it once she lines definitely do it again, and I don't think I'd be very happy in a relationship like that. Update: GF says she is really sorry and that I could trust her, but doesn't know why she did it, nor can she give me an answer why. All she replies with is it was childish. I don't know why I did it. Ultimately this is your decision. Most will say to leave, some have said to sit down and really discuss what both are feeling. Most of the time this test comes from insecurity of not being enough, past trauma, etc. A year or so ago everyone would comment she needs therapy. So take stranger opinions at face value. This is your choice and your relationship. You know what you should do. Listen to yourself. Don't let it be where you say, well, the people on Reddit. Devil's advocate, she told you. There was another guy on here this happened to, and it was because the girl's best friend started projecting her insecurities. Up to you to make the decision. Has this put a dent in the relationship? Likely. Can you get past it? Probably. Hope it works out for you. Whatever working out looks like in this context, I want to piggyback and share my own experience. A woman I dated had her sister do this to me. About 18 months into our relationship, my response was not as firm as she would have liked, because I really wanted to know who the duck was texting me at 11 PM with a name I did not recognize. I let into her for it. I was furious. Why would not I be? Why would not anyone be? This kind of deception is unfair and sets a poor precedent for the future. I explained this to her, and she agreed, and she apologized, and then she explained I had known about her ex, who cheated on her routinely, was abusive, etc. I was not at that time fully aware of how badly this warped her psyche. This whole thing was her trying to assuage her anxiety. I forgave her for it. It has been a good 9 years since then, and we are married now. Could not be happier. The takeaway is this. This is a huge red flag, and you should absolutely reconsider your relationship. But you should first talk it out and see why she did this to you. If she gets cagey, would not communicate, etc. walk, that is a red flag in and of itself. But she may yet surprise you. She obviously has insecurities. Maybe have an honest conversation with her. Discuss them. Then on top of that, tell her how this made you feel. Ask her how she would feel if you did the same to her. This is the right answer. Have an open conversation. Make sure you express that it was not okay and it was harmful to the relationship. I also recommend taking some time to reassure her and let her know it is okay for her to talk to you about issues and insecurities. You need to sit down and talk this out with her if you are to continue this relationship in good faith. In my opinion, a good relationship has 4 pillars. Those pillars are trust, respect, love, and communication. With one or more of these missing, the relationship can become a burden on the person who cares the most. If I were you, I'd ask her, how would you feel if I did that to you? This happened to me once, but it was a harmless joke test. Give her your honest opinion about the test. I told my own girlfriend when that happened, before she just wanted to know if I'd go for it. I told her I'd hate myself if I set her up with some guy to test our boundaries. If she went through with it or didn't like it, it would be my fault she left me. I don't know. Touchy subject. If you really love her, ask her why she felt like she needed to show this to you. Because it's awkward for sure. If you really love her, stay. But tell her you'd appreciate it if she'd stop trying to drive wedges in your relationship. It's not healthy. For me, shit tests have always been a deal breaker. It says that there is not any trust. So you have to figure out, can you move forward from this? She obviously does not have any deep trust in you. How much more time are you willing to waste on such a person? Chill there. Now I get how this is annoying, but you need to understand. This is more about her, and not about you. Not about you, if you gon' cheat or not. But these are practices of girls who are very insecure, or maybe cause of past bad experiences or too many girls around her that has bad experience concerning this issue. This might be unfair to say, but you can help her by reassuring her that you are never gonna do that. Some things are way better spoken than not. Also, sorry, but a year and 4 months is not much. It is not unreasonable to assume that someone might start cheating around this time, not that I'm saying you are gonna. My wife and I have been together almost 4 years. Her previous relationships utterly destroyed her ability to trust, but instead of giving her shit for it, I understand where she is coming from, and I do what I can to ease her uneasy mind when it gets to her. She has full access to my phone. Whenever she wants to just look around, she cannot find anything if I'm not hiding anything in the first place, and she is slowly starting to come around and be able to trust again. At first I did get annoyed about it, but then I simply realized that I love her, and I'm not doing anything personally to make her paranoid. It is just some shit she has got to deal with, and as her husband, I'm right there helping her. Now, having said all that, 4 months is not long in the grand scheme of a successful relationship, but as someone else has already said, have a real adult conversation with her. Ask her what she needs and give it to her if it is at all within your power. Thank you for sharing that. Your wife is very lucky. It is very hard to get over trust issues. For a lot of us, cheating experience is very traumatic. I have no idea if you can even actually get over it. One thing I know, if you do not try your hardest to get over it, it is just toxic and will give one so much more suffering. Someone like your wife, if she did not find you, she could still be suffering and will continue to. In behalf of all traumatized women, thank you for being so understanding and for doing what you can even beyond personal boundaries to make her feel loved and for helping her heal. Sort of depends on how old you guys are, in my opinion. If you guys are like 15 or something, you could chalk it up to just immaturity due to age. If you guys are adults, then it's a deal breaker. Why bother to stay in a relationship where your partner feels the need to test your loyalty? Screams major insecurity issues. We re 22. Then yeah, it would be a deal breaker, at least for me. She's a fully grown adult playing childish games to test you. There's 2 possibilities in my opinion. 1, she is extremely insecure, immature, etc. Red flag. 2, she was trying to catch you in the act to either find a reason to break up or cause she has been unfaithful to some extent as well. From experience, people who act sneaky like that and test their partner usually are projecting their own issues on you. Obviously this isn't an ideal situation to be in, but everybody jumping on OPSGF need to contextualize this a little more. This testing relationships is something that has been a very popular trend idea on TikTok for a while now, where girls will take requests to do a loyalty test on other girls' boyfriends. While it isn't the most mature thing to do, I also think it is important to realize that this being a trend on social media tends to make a lot of other girls, and probably guys too, doubt their relationships, and they end up thinking that this is something they should try too. Definitely tell your girlfriend how you feel, but also be aware of the influence social media could be playing in this. Sometimes we do stupid, relatively harmless things in relationships that we end up regretting, and this will probably be one of those things for her. People should not get a pass at torpedoing their relationship because it is a trend on social media. Tests like this are manipulative behavior and should not be tolerated regardless of how popular they are. Think about all the red flags and questions this test raises. OPSGF does not trust him, or else a test would not be necessary. She has shown she is willing to manipulate OP based on peer pressure if social media is an influence. She had a friend essentially spy on her boyfriend for her, and all of this is already on top of OP's openness and active pursuit of her trust. This person is bad news and has lots to learn before they are ready for a healthy committed relationship. Never said I agreed with it. I am simply pointing out that some are more easily influenced by societal pressures. And just because of this one blip doesn't mean he needs to end things. Humans are way more complex than you giving credit for. I think it's ultimately OP's decision. And seeing so many people jump to breaking up with her rather than talking to her first is worrying. I just think if she did it once she lines definitely do it again. And I don't think I'd be very happy in a relationship like that. Bingo. You now have a trust issue. Eventually this will boil over. And you two happy lovebirds will separate. You will lose confidence in her and say goodbye. N.B. What a stupid move on her part in testing you. A slow deal breaker. If the girlfriend accepts responsibility at 100%, recognizes that what she did was wrong, and promises to work on herself and never to do it again, maybe the relationship can be saved. People make mistakes. How they react to those mistakes is where the real test is. Honestly, I'd rather be with someone who ducks up from time to time, but grows from it and becomes a better person, than someone who is apparently perfect, but cannot grow and learn. Because everyone messes up at some point. But not everyone can ask themselves the hard questions, get psychological help or advice, and be a better person down the line. How dare her? You should ghost her, move to a different state, change your name and dye your hair a different color. Joking bro. When you was in my teens, my GF did this to me as well. I scored major points from rejecting the advances of her friend. But in all seriousness, just have a chat with her and make your intentions clear. She is probably just really insecure. Tell her you are not on those kind of games. Why, all will be fine. If you have a good relationship thus far, do not ruin it without communicating with her. Talk to her. She may have gotten someone that messaged her telling her that you were cheating on her. The same thing happened to me with my ex twice, and I wanted to do this test on him to prove my mind wrong. But I did not have the guts and was just too lazy. Turns out he was actually cheating on me and sent nudes to at least 2 girls, ducked a few guys, and that is as much as I remember. Definitely ask her about her past as well. She may have had untrustworthy partners. I am not saying that makes it right, but maybe you guys could discuss trust and how important it is to you and how you would never do such a thing. Communication is always best. Say what's on your chest and also teach her about you while also learning about her. Going out on a limb here, but as an older woman who has had friends that were shady and tried to sleep with my husband, could this friend have talked her into this? Maybe the friend was interested to see if you'd bite. Sometimes a woman's friends are scandalous and will talk them into doing shit just to stir up drama. Do you think he'd ever cheat on you? No. I haven't thought about it. I don't know. How would I find out? Now I am nervous. We can trick him. Eyelines help you. It's crazy but it happens. It is manipulative and immature. You are right to feel bothered by it. Now you feel like you are being watched and she unnecessarily caused this damaging mindset to enter the relationship for no reason other than her boredom and insecurities. She does not at all have the right to play those kind of games and mess with your mind like that. Now, you have a harder time trusting her since she went about some underhanded route to test your loyalty. 2 mature people in the relationship are straightforward and fair with one another. If there is a concern, even if unfounded, you communicate it in a healthy way. They do not have the right to test one another like this, as if one member of the relationship is superior and demands the other has to showcase or prove their values through said tests. Now explain the above to her in a calm and fair way, explaining you are unnerved by her actions and are completely not okay with it. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.